Now let's see how max pooling actually works. So we are applying 2 cross 2 max pooling with the stride of 2. So this would be the feature map. Now let's move on to the pooling layer. So pooling helps us reduce the size of feature maps while keeping the most important information intact. Think of it as summarizing small regions of image so that our network does not have to process every single pixel detail again and again. The most common method is max pooling, which divides the feature map into small blocks, say 2 cross 2, and simply picks the largest value from each block. So this way, the network focuses on strongest activations, which are the most meaningful features. Pooling also makes the model faster, lighter, and more robust to small shift or distortions in the input image. And this makes CNN more efficient. Okay. Okay, so this is our architecture diagram, and this is our input image of a frog. And this is one convolution, and this is another convolution. Typically, we apply more than one convolution before we flatten the layer and feed it to the neural network. Okay, these are the 4 layers we have talked about. Feature detectors, also called filters. Activation function, it produces the feature map. Then we apply the pooling, and then we get the pooled feature map. So this entire process is called convolution. Okay, and we repeat this convolution few times, and at the end we take the pooled feature map, flattens it, and feed it to the neural network, where it passes through the hidden layer, and at the end output layer, where our neural network make predictions about the input image, whether it is frog, horse, or bird. Okay, now let's clear the screen. Now let's see how max pooling actually works. So we'll take example of 2 cross 2 max pooling. So we take a 2 cross 2 window and move it across the feature map. So imagine this is our feature map. Okay, so we take a 2 cross 2 window and move it across the feature map. Okay, so this is our 2 cross 2 window, right? These ones. Okay, so for each window, we select the single largest number and drop the rest. By doing this across the whole feature map, we shrink its size by about half in each dimension. So we are applying 2 cross 2 max pooling with the stride of 2. So what is the stride? So the stride defines how far the feature map moves each time it slides over the feature map. In other words, it's a step size of filter window. So this is one window. We get the maximum, that is 8, and then we move by 2 places. Why? Because the stride is 2. So this is another window, right? And the maximum would be 4. So imagine if you do the max pooling with the stride of 1. So this is one window, we'll get the maximum 8. And then this will be the next window. We'll move by 1 place. So again, the maximum would be 8. And then we'll move again by 1 step. And this would be the next window. So we'll get 4. Okay. So let's clear the screen. So here we are doing the max pooling with the stride of 2. So this would be the feature map. Okay. So 8, 4, 9, and 5. The maximum in each window. So we can see that the size of feature map is reduced to its half. And that is why this feature map is also called reduced feature map or pooled feature map. Okay. Now let's apply the max pooling to our feature map. Remember this feature map? We got it after applying the activation function. Okay. So this is our first 2 cross 2 window. So we'll find the maximum, which is 5. So we'll get the first value as 5. Now we'll move the window towards right by 2 steps since our stride is 2. And it's completely fine if the window crosses over the feature map. So here the max is 2. Now next, in this window, the maximum is 8. In this window, the maximum is 0. Again, 0 and 0. And with this, we have completed the max pooling. Okay. Okay, this is what we have done so far. So we started with the image, size 35 pixels. We applied a feature detector, the loop pattern. We got the feature map. We applied the activation function, right? We got activated feature map. Then we applied the max pooling and we got the pooled feature map. So here you can see that we have reduced the size from 35 to 6. And that is why CNN works way better than ANN. In artificial neural network, we would have passed all of these 35 pixels in the input layer. Whereas in CNN, we pass only this feature map, which is the size of 6 to the input layer. So we are reducing the size from 35 to 6, and we are keeping all the important informations intact. Okay, let's see what happens when we pass the actual image. Okay, so this feature detector will detect the eyes, will apply the activation function, and we'll get the feature map. Okay, okay. Another feature detector for mouth in the same process. So this one is for the legs, and this one is for the feet. Then we'll apply the max pooling, and we'll get the pooled feature maps. Let's clear the screen. And now when we combine everything, okay, so this is what one convolution looks like from inside. So we had 4 feature detectors, activation function, 4 feature maps, pooling, and 4 pooled feature maps. And typically, we have more than one convolutions before we flatten the feature maps and feed it to the neural network. And now we apply the max pooling. We can see that feature maps shrink in size, but still keep the key activations. So before max pooling, there are so many pixels, and after max pooling, we can see that the number of pixels are reduced. And max pooling for the second time. And if you notice, after applying the max pooling for the second time, the image size has further reduced. Now, it may not look like frog anymore, but it contains all the information the CNN needs to identify it correctly. And we will implement this exact process step by step in code in upcoming videos where we build the CNN from scratch. I leave the link of this code in the description. So you can also play around with few parameters. So for example, here we have kernel size 2. Kernel size is nothing but size of feature detector. So let's change it to 3. Let's change the stride to 3. And now let's run this code. Okay. So these are the feature maps. Since we are using larger filters to capture more context, they look at the bigger portion of the image at once. So depending on the task, we can control how much local region the CNN focuses on. Okay. And also we had changed the stride to 3. And that is how far the filter moves each time it slides. Okay. And since we are using the stride value as 3, the output maps become smaller and less detailed. Okay. So we can see that here. So after second max pooling, the output maps become much smaller compared to when stride was 2. Okay. Let's quickly see that. So when the stride was 2, okay. So these are the final output maps, and we can see that this contains more information than when stride was 3. Okay. You can change the stride to 4 as well. So stride 4. So you can see that we are pretty much losing all the information here. Okay. So let's change it back to 2, and let's change the kernel size to 4. Okay. So by simply adjusting the number of filters, the filter size, and stride, we can completely change how CNN sees the image. This flexibility is what makes CNN so powerful. We can tune them to focus on details or capture broader shapes depending on the problem. And with that, we have completed the pooling layer.